am running very behind schedule. Today is my second day of community hall training. Yesterday was very, very slow. Surprisingly, like very, very slow. Like I think we had maybe 1 or 2 families within the last like 2 to 3 hours of working the hall. So it was a very slow evening. I'm also not used to closing. I typically work until 9, but yesterday I worked until 10:30, which yes, that makes a difference because sometimes I barely make it to 9. Right now it is almost 8 o'clock. I'm actually running really behind schedule. Luckily, I'm not I'm very close to work. I'm starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I went to sleep close to like midnight last night, and I am so exhausted. I'm so tired, even more than I was yesterday. Yesterday we all got a little loopy because we were bored and sleepy, but now I'm like just tired and almost delirious. I haven't even finished my coffee yet. I'm going to try and drink it as much as I can throughout the morning. The hall actually opens at 9 and we start at 8, which makes me nervous because I'm like, what the heck are we gonna do for an hour? That has to get done. But there's a lot of little things here and there that I'm learning. Full side, it's you are the show, you are the entertainment, and you have a schedule to follow. Because even people who don't participate in the game are paying attention. You know what I mean? Versus you only work with whoever comes into the hall. Like they have to come to you. And then typically they need something from you. It's not a, what game are we playing? What are we doing today? I need to go a little faster. I start in like 3 minutes. I'm stopping, I'm looking, we're going. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here. Literally, I have to swipe my ID in 2 minutes or else I'm going to be late. So I will see you guys afterwards. So unfortunately, I was 10 seconds late clocking in. My alarm goes off at 8 on my wrist, and I was literally going up to the door and my alarm went off, and I was so upset. I don't think, because I had them check, I don't think that they're gonna penalize me for it, because it was like 10 seconds and I was here, you know, when and ready to go type of a thing. But we'll see what ends up happening. Besides that, I always lose my water bottle. This backpack, my bag that I use for work that I got from FabFitFun, never stays closed anymore, like ever. It's so annoying. Today went actually really well. This morning I was so exhausted. Luckily, we're able to have quite a lot of extra free time because like we had a lot of extra cast in the hall, which never happens. Enough to the point where I was able to get a tour of the Disney Vacation Club building / room, where like they basically try to convince you to become a Disney Vacation Club member. We got to go into the children's area, which is where like they watch the kids while they're taking the parents on the tour. That play area is so cute. It's basically themed like a horse stable, and like with different rooms, different areas where they have like video games, coloring, and a TV. And I was like geeking out over the theming. It was adorable. And then soon after that, like I think we went to lunch, and then we got to go on a bike ride because he was asking, because we had several, which I'll do a video of like talking about children's activities in general, but like we rented a lot of bikes today out, and part of renting it was explaining to the guests where the trails were. And every time we explained the trails, I was like, I don't know where the trails are exactly, because there's a map, but when it came to like where they started, I was like, I don't know where the trails are. And so he said, after lunch, we'll go on a bike ride and I'll show you where the bike trails are and where the Surrey bike trails are. The Surrey bikes are basically like the double bikes. We literally went all around the resort. We started at the the turf club area, opposite end where the boats go. We went around there to Disney Springs. We drove to Disney Springs, where Cirque du Soleil is, around that way, which is good because I've actually never been on that trail before and I've wanted to run that trail before, so now I know where it is. And then we went from there all the way to the opposite entrance of Disney Springs, and then we went through the Surrey bike trails throughout the middle and around the entire resort. It was we rode bikes literally around the entire resort, and it was so much fun, mostly because with being Disney Springs and Saratoga Springs, there's a lot of lakes, and so we got to drive around those lakes, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so much fun. Definitely, because I think cast members get a 50% off on the bikes, and they're rented out by time. So if you only go on a 30-minute ride, I think I can't remember how much it ends up being. I think it's $8 for a regular bike, so it would be $4. So if it was Jared and I, it would be $8 for Jared and I to rent a bike together. To ride around the park or ride around for 30 minutes. I loved it. You can't take them on Disney Springs, which sucks, but it was so much fun. Because there's so much stuff in the community hall. A lot of it, yes, is self-explanatory, but a lot of little things like the paperwork, for example, it's just going to take practice, which is fine. Luckily with poolside activities, even if I do poolside activities, activities end at 5 and I'm out at 4. So there's going to be, no, not 4, they end at 5 and I'm out at 9. So there's going to be 4 hours where I would be in the hall helping out, most likely, you know what I mean? So there's that. Anyway, I'm really enjoying working here. I love working at children's activities, and it's just the more I learn, the more I love it. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for so many of you have been so supportive of my children's activities videos. It makes me so happy. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.